Hey, Falcons fans! What I'm about to reveal will absolutely blow your mind about what's happening in Atlanta right now. We've got explosive developments that are sending shockwaves through the entire NFL landscape, and trust me when I say this, what you're witnessing is just the beginning of something absolutely phenomenal. I've been digging deep into the numbers, the plays, the behind-the-scenes action, and folks, this is not a drill. We're talking about record-breaking performances, strategic masterstrokes that are making other teams panic, and moves that could reshape the entire NFC South for years to come. But here's the kicker: while everyone else was sleeping on Atlanta, while the so-called experts were writing us off, something incredible has been brewing in the ATL that's about to explode onto the national stage in ways that will leave your jaw on the floor. I'm talking about performances that are putting us in conversations with NFL legends, strategic decisions that are making front offices across the league scramble to keep up, and a momentum shift that has the potential to turn this entire season into something absolutely historic. Bijan Robinson is literally rewriting the record books right now. We're looking at numbers that could challenge Chris Johnson's all-time scrimmage yards record. Michael Penix Jr. has taken control of this offense with surgical precision, and the chemistry we're seeing is absolutely electric. And that's just the tip of the iceberg, Falcons Nation. Here's what's got me fired up beyond belief. We've got a player who's not just performing. He's absolutely demolishing NFL expectations and putting up numbers that have analysts reaching for their calculators because they can't believe what they're seeing. Through just 2 games, we're witnessing something that hasn't been seen in the NFL in decades. I'm talking about a performance level that's got Hall of Famers taking notice, that's got opposing defensive coordinators losing sleep at night, and that's putting Atlanta in conversations we haven't been part of for far too long. Bijan Robinson, and yes, I said his name because this young man deserves all the recognition, is currently sitting at 292 scrimmage yards through 2 games. Let me put that in perspective for you, Falcons Nation, that's second in the entire NFL, trailing only Jonathan Taylor's 313 yards. But here's where it gets absolutely insane. This isn't just about raw numbers. This is about domination against defenses that were supposed to shut us down. We're talking about a player who gained just 24 yards on the ground in Week 1, then came back and absolutely exploded for 145 rushing yards against the Minnesota Vikings defense that was considered one of the best in the league. Michael Penix Jr. said it best: he is who everybody says he is. I feel like he's the best running back in this league, and he shows it each and every day. And you know what? He's absolutely right. Listen to this and try not to get goosebumps, Falcons Nation. Robinson isn't just having a good start to the season, he's on pace to rewrite NFL history. According to Pro Football Reference, at his current pace, our boy is set to finish with 1,420 rushing yards and 1,063 receiving yards. Do the math, and that gives us 2,483 total yards from scrimmage. That would vault Robinson past Hall of Famer Marshall Faulk and land him in the number 2 spot on the all-time single-season list. The only person ahead of him would be Chris Johnson with his legendary 2,509-yard season in 2009. But wait, it gets even more incredible. The defenses Robinson has been facing aren't some pushover units. We're talking about elite defensive schemes that have shut down running backs for years. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers? They allowed the 4th fewest rushing yards per game during the 2024 season. The Minnesota Vikings? 2nd fewest. These are defenses that have made Pro Bowl running backs look ordinary. And what did our guy do? He didn't just beat them, he embarrassed them. Against Tampa Bay, when they controlled the line of scrimmage early, Robinson simply said, "Fine, I'll beat you through the air." 100 receiving yards, including a 50-yard touchdown on just the 3rd play of the game. That's not just talent, that's pure football genius. Here's what separates Robinson from every other back in this league, and pay attention because this is crucial. He's currently 5th among running backs in rushing yards with 167, while being tied with Christian McCaffrey for the most receiving yards at the position with 125. He's the only player in the top 5 of both categories. Do you comprehend what kind of nightmare that creates for defensive coordinators? They can't key on the run because he'll burn them through the air. They can't drop extra coverage because he'll run right past them. It's football checkmate. And speaking of chess moves, let's talk about the unsung heroes who are making this magic possible. Our offensive line took some heat after Week 1, But what did they do? They came back and absolutely dominated a Vikings defensive front that's made careers out of destroying offensive game plans. They were so dominant that head coach Raheem Morris gave them a game ball after the victory. When's the last time you heard about an offensive line getting that kind of recognition? That's championship-level football, folks. And let's not forget about Tyler Allgeier, who's been the perfect complement with 76 yards on 16 carries and a game-sealing touchdown. This isn't just about one player, this is about a complete offensive transformation. Here's a stat that will make you understand just how special what we're witnessing truly is. The Vikings came into our game as one of the best tackling defenses in the league, allowing just 47 yards per game due to missed tackles. In Week 1, they allowed only 11 yards after missed tackles. That's championship-level defense right there. But Robinson? He said not today, and proceeded to force 9 missed tackles while gaining an additional 50 yards in the process. According to Next Gen Stats, he picked up 42 more rushing yards than a typical running back would have gained in the same situations. Remember all those critics who said Robinson needed to develop more big play ability? Well, guess what? After working on his explosive playmaking all summer, he now leads all NFL running backs in plays of 10+ and 20+ yards. That 50-yard touchdown in Week 1? It was longer than any play he had all of last season. We're watching a player who took his game to another level and is now unstoppable. But here's where things get absolutely fascinating from a league-wide perspective, and this could change everything for not just us, but for teams across the NFL. While Robinson is setting the league on fire, there's another story developing that could create the perfect storm of opportunity. The Cincinnati Bengals, who shocked everyone by starting 2-0, just had their world turned upside down. Joe Burrow is now looking at potentially 3 months on the sideline with a grade 3 turf toe injury that might require surgery. That's left them scrambling with third-year backup Jake Browning, who just threw 3 interceptions against Jacksonville. Now here's where it gets really interesting, Falcons Nation. We've got Kirk Cousins sitting on our bench as Penix's backup, and suddenly Cincinnati has become the perfect landing spot for a veteran quarterback who could step right into their loaded offense. Think about it, Cousins throwing to Jamar Chase and T. Higgins the same way he used to target Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen in Minnesota? That's a recipe for success. For Cincinnati, this isn't just about surviving, it's about maintaining their surprising 2-0 start with a quarterback who actually knows how to handle pressure situations. And for us, it opens up roster flexibility and potentially valuable draft capital. What I'm seeing from this Atlanta team goes beyond just individual performances. We're witnessing the development of a championship mentality that hasn't existed here in years. Robinson himself said it perfectly after the Vikings game. That's a very good team that we just played against. The Vikings are always really good. So, for us to come here and get a win, especially their first home game with all the energy and everything, that just says a lot about this team. And I'm very excited for what we can do next week. Coach Morris understands exactly what he has in Robinson, calling him a dynamic football player. He's unbelievable and making it clear that getting him involved is part of the plan every single week. But this goes beyond just one player. We're seeing the development of an offensive identity that's built around versatility, explosiveness, and the kind of unpredictability that wins championships. Falcons Nation, what we're witnessing right now is just the beginning. We've got a running back who's chasing NFL history, a quarterback situation that's creating opportunities across the league, and a team identity that's being forged in the fires of elite competition. The season is still long, and maintaining this pace won't be easy, but we've already proven that we can dominate against the league's best defenses. We've shown that when our backs are against the wall, we don't just respond, we explode. Robinson has a legitimate shot at chasing down the all-time greats. Our offensive line is playing with championship-level intensity, and the entire team is buying into a system that maximizes every player's potential. This is our time, Falcons Nation. The foundation has been laid, the momentum is building, and what happens next could define not just this season, but the next decade of Atlanta Falcons football. Rise up!